Good morning. We're going to be taking today's devotional from Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 15. It says, "As he came forth from his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and he shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his own hand." What's that tell us? You're not taking it with you. My famous saying is, it's only stuff. I read this passage and it reminds me of a kind of a funny story now. At the time, it wasn't quite so funny. I'd received a Facebook message from my wife, only I didn't know it was her. It said, "This is so-and-so from such and such." It was a nurse at a certain facility where we frequently go to from hospice. And it said she was airlifted by air vac taken away and is in severe condition. Well, what I didn't know was my wife had tried to send me a link to a message from someone on Facebook regarding this particular nurse. All I heard was, "This is so-and-so from the facility. Your wife's being air vac to the hospital." From the way that the message was read, I was freaking out. And of course, I had been with a patient prior, and so I hadn't got the message till probably about 20-30 minutes later when I opened up my Facebook. I began to go hysterical. I thought, oh my gosh, my wife, is she okay? I didn't go, oh gee, what happened to the car? I wonder if the car's okay. The first thing I thought of was my wife and how she was doing. Isn't it funny how at the time, stuff kind of goes out the window when you start thinking about that? You don't think about the car payments. You don't think about how all of that is. All of a sudden, what was priority was my wife. Is she going to be okay? Just a couple weeks ago, you all remember the horrible hail Farmington got, and there's just a little bit of the golf ball look of my vehicle. As you can see, it sustained some pretty rough damage right there, and wound up doing about $8,000 worth of damage. What was my reaction? It's only stuff. Vehicle's gonna be replaced. I wasn't behind the car of that thing, wasn't driving when the hail started coming. I'm okay, my family's okay, they were all safe. So what's the big deal? Well, it wasn't probably always in that spot in my life. It wasn't always, oh well, what's the big deal? Because stuff used to mean something to me. Till one day I realized God was going to take care of me and He was going to provide for me no matter what. I know of people who have lost people working as a chaplain in hospice. I often hear things like, if I could, I'd bring them back again and I'd live in a shack, I'd live in a tent, in the backyard, whatever I could do just to have them with me one more time. People are really more important than things. However, sometimes we tend to let things take priority over people. Not only do we let things take priority over people, we let things take priority over God. If God was number one in our life, all these other things would be there for us. We'd have what we need. We'd be okay. But so many times we don't put God first. And by not putting God first, we suffer and we fight and we claw and we scratch to get things. And we put things on the back burner that really should have been on the front burner. What if you put God first today? He said that if you seek Him first and His righteousness, all these things be added unto you. They're just things, but He'll take care of you. He told us not to take no thought of what we were going to wear, what we were going to eat, where we were going to live. Why? Because He's going to take care of all of those things. And wow, if God's going to provide me a home, if He's going to provide me clothes, if He's going to provide me food, I think He's going to provide me probably the best. So why should I worry? Why should I stress out? Why should I fear? Why should I care if I know God's in charge and God's in control? So today, why not try living like God's in charge? Why not try living like God's in control? Why not try living like stuff is only stuff? You're not going to take it with you. So what's the point? I'm not saying that it's wrong to have nice things. I think everybody should live however they want. But on the same token, if you're buying things to try to keep up with the Smiths or the Joneses, they're always going to have something nicer than you. They're always going to have a faster, nicer car. They're always going to have a bigger, newer home. They're always going to have a better phone. They're always going to have a better new computer or whatever else that's better out there that you think that you need. Wouldn't it be nice to just get to a point where you're satisfied with what you have? New cars are just cars. They're going to get old, they're going to get miles on them, and they're not going to be new anymore. And when you die, who's going to fight over what you have? I hope that when I die, that the most important thing that my daughters have to fight over is my Bible. Because truly, the sermon notes that I put in there are worth a whole lot more than the new rigs. Think about it. God bless you, and you have a great day.